All right. I'm here with Dr. Aaron West out of Texas. Dr. Aaron, how are you doing today?
Doing great. Thank you.
Awesome. Hey, super grateful for you taking the time and jumping on here. Dr. Aaron has been a client of ours for now going on, I believe, about 14 months. I'm looking, we started right around just November. Can you talk briefly to the other doctors listening, like since you've started, what kind of are the results and experience you've seen thus far?
You know, I think I just mentioned, but I've been through a number of different other marketing companies, probably 10, 12 easy companies that we've used in the past, digital marketing companies. You know, and we used to back in the day, 15 years ago when newspaper, still ran heavy for us, we could put an ad in the paper and just be filled up for a month. We do one ad and we're booked solid for 4 to 5, sometimes 6 weeks. And then in 2010, 2011, everything just shut off, everything quit. And our old, the traditional ways that we marketed just stopped. And we were even doing a lot of TV, radio. We were doing a lot of other traditional marketing stuff at the time. Marketing budget was pretty high, but again, we were easily doing $100,000 months every month back then. 2011, everything stopped, everything shifted for whatever the reason was. It just kind of quit for us, so we had to scramble and put money in different avenues. Through the years, one company after another just didn't quite get us where we wanted to. Of course, COVID, that was horrible. That almost closed our doors. I'm sure many other doctors as well, but made it through it finally. Still kind of the same thing on kind of getting through some stuff. And we found you guys like, hey, this guy may know what he's doing. So we finally got on a call, late 2024, right? Decided to make a move. We were with another company. We're doing okay, but we were still kind of hovering around $45,000, $50,000 a month. We knew we wanted to get back up to that, 100 plus month, realm. And so we're like, hey, we need to, what we've been doing is kind of staying the same. We need to make a shift. And we did. It took a few months to kind of get the ball rolling, but I think it was April. It was our first $100,000 month. We hit it in 2025. We hit it every month. And then November was our biggest month, which is wild. Most people's Novembers are super slow. We hit 120 that month. Yeah, it's been great. December was decent. That's always our slow month. I'm sure everybody's. But yeah, we've been rocking and rolling. So starting the new year now, we've got new goals, new heights to hit, and relying on you guys to help us get there, and we'll hit it.
That's amazing. So April. So that's roughly, that's just under even 6 months from starting. I know we kind of ramped up as we went. We started not slow, but we started slower, right? And then as we had things kind of tuned up and going, then we started really ramping up. So yeah, just under 6 months. That's awesome. And then November. That's awesome. That's amazing. Cool.
But putting a little plug in there. We did the work. You said, hey, sure. do this, do that, do these things. Get on the university deal that you guys have put together, the training stuff. We did that. We showed up to the calls. I know there was a couple calls. It was just me by myself, on the call, and we ran through some stuff and, some coaching stuff with you guys, and working with Lewis, my man, and we did the work, right? We did the hard stuff at the beginning, and we started seeing the fruits later on, which kind of the point. A lot of these guys sometimes they think, oh, just plug and play, but if you're doing your job and you're getting people in the door, and I'm not doing mine, we get people to figure out why they're here, what they're missing, and how we can be that missing piece and help them get better. Then it looks bad on you guys, but it may be something on us, on our end that we're not doing right. Got to do the work, right?
100%. Yeah, you guys have definitely been operating, doing super well. It's for sure a team effort. Even I know we were talking before about updating the numbers, but consistently you guys have pretty much had them pretty up to date. Even just going through them here, it's all the little details and the other piece that definitely plays a really big role. Amongst you guys also, I know, provide an incredible service because we've been seeing all the testimonials coming through.
Right. Yeah, it's the fun part.
Absolutely. What would you say, can you speak to the experience? What's your experience been like? Because I know we're talking here about results because, of course, that's the number one North Star anytime we're doing marketing. We want to see a return. Otherwise, it just doesn't really make sense. But I know to that effect, like there's so many other moving pieces where we've even worked with clients and we learned early on, we provide great results, but if the experience was awful, when it was a headache, it's not going to last either.
Sure.
Can you speak to that? What's been your experience from like that onboarding starting into now at this point as where things are at?
Yeah, I think again, it's the attention to the little detail stuff that you guys do. Not only, of course, the ads, the campaign side is one thing, but making sure that I had weekly calls with you guys, training calls every week, being like, hey, what do we need to do? How do we need to do this? If I had a roadblock or a mental block or something that I was having trouble with a consult, that maybe I had that morning or the day before or whatever, be like, hey, I did some this, and patient for whatever reason just couldn't pull the trigger. Working with Lewis at the time and doing kind of working him working through some, what about phrasing things a little different or doing things this way or that way, and again, kind of working through a lot of that stuff that I needed to do on my end, and later on made a big difference. So I think it's not just the ad creation of getting leads in. That's certainly one aspect, but if you create this amazing funnel and you get a lot of leads and a lot of people to pay attention to the product, which for us, what we do with decompression and everything else that we do, but if I'm no good at following through and getting people to sign up, then it's money wasted down the drain. I think that from an experience standpoint, being able to work with you guys, doing that one-on-one and getting in the trenches and working hard, that made a big difference for us.
Amazing. And actually, before going on too, I just want to touch back on what you were saying before. So now you were saying you guys kind of have gone up to about 120 in revenue that month in November. Previously, you were saying about 45, 50. Is it safe to say most of above the 45, 50 is coming from the advertising with those patients?
Yeah, most of it. I mean, we still had a lot of our own internal referral systems and patients that, refer and all that sort of stuff. Probably 65-75% worth for sure.
Do you know how many cases you've closed or like what the revenue's been even in last year or whatever numbers you have there?
For like monthly or for the year?
Is it broken down monthly?
Yeah.
Monthly. Tell me, so like even in, maybe let's touch on November and April, if you've got that easy. So November, I can see we spent about just under 7K in ad spend.
Yeah.
So how many cases ended up starting?
Yeah, that was our biggest month. We had 17 start in
17
November.
cases.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. Just over $500 roughly in ad spend per start. What about then in April?
Yeah, we had 6 start in April.
Average case for these, what would you say?
Yeah, average case runs around like 5,500.
5,500? Okay, cool. So yeah, like 34-ish there in April. In November, probably to 17. So yeah, just under 100K. Probably like 85K or so. That's excellent.
Yeah, so spending $7,000 to get 85. That's
what about now? Because I know before, if I remember, you guys were actually like with the other companies you mentioned, the 12. I know the last one you guys were doing the follow up and things like that. What's been your experience with the AI, where we've kind of, I know, taken over pretty much all the scheduling, follow up, and such before they come in, correct?
Right. Yeah. So a lot of people, a lot of patients now, they like to just schedule themselves, right? They can see a calendar, they can see a time that works best for their schedule, and they can do it themselves. And that's easy. It's simple. It's one less thing for my staff to have to do. They can just call and say, hey, just wanted to confirm, you're good for next Tuesday at 2:30, right? Or whatever it is. And just making that contact just so that they know that we're real, right? That we are a real clinic, we are real people. I know nowadays, with everything being so online and AI driven, sometimes I worry a little bit on my end of patients just thinking, is this some other scam or, whatever the case may be. And is it maybe this whole thing's fake and made up and I'm scheduling something that's not going to work out, right? So I want my staff to physically call and say, hey, we're making contact here, and making sure that works for them, make sure they have directions, all that sort of stuff. But it's taken a lot of time and effort off of our hands from a standpoint of getting all that stuff scheduled and good to go. So yeah, it's been nice. It's been a good thing for sure.
Nice. So you guys are taking over there once they're scheduled, really doing that human touch. Cool. Yeah, we've been seeing that to work well. But then we've got it going. I'm pretty sure we have it going where then the follow-up and all to get them on the calendar, some screening and all that stuff, along with the online booking and the text and email and all that stuff.
And then even when they cancel, then it'll kick back in and be like, hey, kind of remind them, when do you want to get another appointment scheduled, all that sort of stuff. So that's always good, the automation stuff.
Let me ask you, because now we speak to docs all the time, and the one thing when we talk to them about this AI stuff is they're like, does it work? Like, aren't patients gonna like how many patients get upset, or want to talk to the staff and don't want to talk to the AI? Like
I would say 90+% of them don't know it's AI. Even with, I think y'all even updated, and I think you're even saying this is the AI assistant.
Yeah.
It's calling. I don't know if it's a legal deal or if it's just works out there. But even when it introduces itself, right? It's almost like within their brain they don't catch it, and they think it's still a real person. So they're carrying on a normal conversation.
Really, yeah. And that's been behind now. So like clearly the results show too, because that's done a lot of that scheduling. What about now? Before you started with us, because worked with 12 different companies, you guys have been in the game a long time with you and your pop. What was it, that kind of caught your attention initially, and if you recall, and kind of, made you make the jump?
I remember obviously seeing some of your ads, and something that you mentioned or talked about or something, kind of caught my attention to say, hey, let's give this a talk. Yeah, something that lit our fire and said, hey, let's make a move. So
when you did, and I don't know if you recall this either, but then onboarding, do you recall how that process was for you when we initially started?
From what I remember, it was pretty seamless to onboard, even from going from another company over to you guys. It was just a matter of getting you guys the information you needed, from our Facebook pages, Instagram stuff, whatever you needed, and getting it all hooked up and hitting the ground running.
And now, obviously, just like you, right? Trying a bunch of different companies. A lot of doctors, when we initially speak with them, they're hesitant. Not saying you were, but hesitant or skeptical because they've tried so much in the past and they've struggled to really find something that works. What would you say to guys like that who maybe are on the fence about working with us or trying something new?
I think everybody's got to make their own decision on what they're doing. Like I said, the company that we were with was doing okay. If we'd have stuck with them, who knows? Maybe some things would have changed. I don't know, but and we were doing okay. Like I mentioned before, having $50,000 months for a lot of clinics, that'd be fantastic. They'd be over the moon. But for us, we just knew that there was an opportunity to kind of get back to where we knew we were and could get back to. And sometimes you can't always take the same boat to get to where you're going, and it's time to change some things up. So for us, we felt like we needed some different help, with you guys, a different company that would help us get, hopefully, at that point, we were still kind of open. And, how what we can do different wise to get to that point. So, again, you kind of got to self-reflect a little bit on kind of where you're at and how long you've been doing what you're doing with the current company that you're at. Are they listening to you? Are they making the adjustments that you need? Are they working for you? Whatever the case may be. And if not, then maybe time to make a change. People that you have working for you, are they rowing the boat with you? Or are they, causing problems and making you steer off to one side or the other? And if that's the case, it's time for a change. So that for us was kind of where we were, and it was a good change for us.
Hey, Dr. West, I really appreciate you jumping on here, and all the time. This last year has been awesome, being a part of the growth, and I know we're super stoked for this next one. Anything else you'd add for the doctors listening that you feel like we haven't covered?
No, I think we've covered it all. It's just, make that call, talk with you guys, view your options, right? See what other options are out there. If this may be a good option for you, then you'll know it and make the switch. So you check it out, right?
Hey, thanks again. I really appreciate you jumping on.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks, bud.
Hey, thank you so much, man. This was excellent. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet. That's fun. I know Lewis had asked about if we could do this, I think like before Halloween or something. And I'm like,
Oh, really?
we were just too busy.
Yeah,
Now we
it's
got a
tough.
little bit, we got a few more staff now, and things are going pretty good. So we just got to ramp it up and get things going, keep them busy, right?
Are you going to be adding another doc, or do you feel like you guys need to?
Yeah, no, that's on my to-do this year, because my dad's wanting to back just to kind of slow down. He's been talking about retiring for years, but I don't think he'll ever fully retire. He just needs to not have to come in so much, right? And so that's my goal, is to let him phase out somewhat, maybe come in a couple times a week or something, just give him something to do, see some of his favorite patients or something, but yeah, that's my goal, is to hire somebody potentially maybe the second half of the year, and get them trained up and doing what they need to do to help me out. So
that's awesome. Yeah, I'll sit down with the guys. I'm going to make sure we've got a clear plan as you're scaling up. I'm sure Lewis has been working on it. I know more than anything, we just got to keep the ads sharp and keep spending more. But we'll look at if there's anything else we could do too. I want to let's make sure you hit this goal this year. Cool.
We just increased our ad spend in December.
We spent 78 in December, 78.48.
Yeah. I think what was November?
69. So yeah, we went up like additional $1,000 probably.
So and again, I think it's technically 4 different campaigns, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I see
English.
If you're including Spanish.
Yeah. So English knee, Spanish knee, English decomp, Spanish decomp.
But we're working on the platform we've been putting together. I don't know if Lewis shared for like case management. We're getting much better tracking, and we should be able to pull most of the historical stuff in. So you should be able to look. I'm sure you'll be able to look at that and be able to rely on it quite a bit. It'll probably be a couple of weeks though, until it's really refined. Yeah, we've got the Spanish decomp, Spanish knee, and then I see decomp, knee. I don't see neuropathy actually live right now.
No,
so Spanish and English for those two.
Yeah, I don't remember when we turned it off. I think maybe middle of the year. We weren't getting anywhere with it.
Okay.
Maybe there's another guy in town he's a real big neuropathy guy.
Got it.
He does a lot of marketing stuff. I don't know if he's kind of taken it all, which, you know what, that's good for him. And we were super busy with decompression. So I'm like, you know what, let's just just move our money over and go with the winning horse, right?
Makes sense. Yeah.
Sounds good, man.
Awesome, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
Cool, man.
Awesome. Thank
Sounds
you.
good.
Take care.
Yep. See ya.